Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back at you guys with another college basketball PrizePicks video for the late night slate for March the 5th. And the first pick I have for you guys is Cliff Omoruyi over 29.8 fantasy score and Connor Essensing over 13.5 points. Let's get into it. So Connor, he has been recently promoted like January 17th to be a starter for Wisconsin. So that led to a minutes increase from 31.8 minutes to last 10 of 32.5 and then last 5 of 36 minutes. So let's take a look at his numbers, and they are the away team, so they're on the road against Minnesota, and his line is actually set at 13.5 on PrizePicks instead of 14.5. So over the course of the season, he is 7 for 12, which is not too shabby, 58%, still over 50%. And then his last 10, he is a 60%, if I'm mistaken. Yep, 60%. 6 for 10, his last 10. And then over his last 5, he is 80%. He's missed only once against Nebraska, where he had 13 points. So he was 1 point shy, or 0.5 shy of the 13.5 line on PrizePicks. So I really like him here in this spot. I think going up against Minnesota, who are a really bad team at defending the three as well as near proximity shooting. So I really like this matchup, and those are things that he does well, is kind of score mid-range, 3-point. He's a 3-level scorer. And then he's also a 38% 3-point shooter on the season. He attempts around 5 3-pointers per game, and he attempts about 9 shot attempts per game. But I really like him in this spot. Last time he played them, he only had 20 minutes of playing time, and in those 20 minutes of playing time, he was super productive. He had 11 points. So if you add on another 10 to 15 minutes added on to his minutes without him getting into foul trouble, I think he should go well over this total of 13.5. Moving on to Cliff Omoruyi, this is a really good spot for him. He is a rebounder / points guy. Just basically everything is inside for him. He's a putback hustle guy. With him, think Rudy Gobert type of player, where he doesn't have too much of a mid-range game or a outside game. Everything has to be off of offensive rebounds and putbacks. He is a big block guy. He protects the rim for them, for Rutgers. That's what makes their defense so good. As you can see, if we look into their numbers, they have an advantage at all 3 levels, at mid-range, 3-point, near proximity, as they are 19. And he's a huge part of the reason why they're 19th at near proximity shooting defensively. So I think he can get a couple blocks and steals here in this matchup. And then just Northwestern are just a poor team all around, just at shooting the ball. As you can see, 207th and 3-point, 210th. So that calls for a bunch of rebounds in this area of just a bunch of missed shots. So I really like him in this matchup to just blow this fantasy score out the water. I can see him getting anywhere between like 35 to anywhere north of 35 fantasy score if he just limits his turnovers. If he has 2 or less turnovers and he gets a couple blocks of steals, it kind of will mitigate those turnovers to where they basically equate to, I like to equate them to points, because in the fantasy scoring, you get 3 points for a block and a steal, and you get -1 for a turnover, so 2 turnovers, and you get one block or steal. That basically negates that and turns it into just him getting an extra point. So hopefully he has more blocks and steals than he have turnovers. But I really like him in this spot. Against Northwestern, he didn't do too well last time. He only had 4 points, but he had 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and he only had 2 turnovers. So those 2 turnovers kind of got negated to where he had a +4. So basically it was like he scored 8 points and 11 rebounds, and his 3 assists was another boost to him as well. So I just really think that he should excel in this matchup against Northwestern. Let's look at when Northwestern is in possession, turnover. So neither team has an advantage. They better ball control. Yeah, so I really like him in this spot. So long story short, I really like Cliff to go over this or soar over this line. So yeah, so those are my 2. Cliff Omoruyi over 39.8. Not 39, 29.8, my bad. And fantasy score, and Connor over 13.5 points. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.